What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're just about to start. I've got to get everything set up. As you can see, nothing's kind of set up, everything's in the way. But yeah, what we're doing today, we're doing deadlifts, and I've got the heaviest weight I've had in my hands on deadlifts since the British, and the heaviest weight I've ever used on this new deadlift stance, which I'm really pleased about. I believe today is the ninth time deadlifting this stance. So hopefully it's going to start feeling really normal now. A quick follow up on the Aries sports rub that I spoke about. I really like it. I feel that it definitely helps alleviate some discomfort and whatnot. I've so far been using it on my hips, my TFL. I put it on my lower back and I put it right here as well. And sometimes I chuck it on my left elbow when benching. So Team Old Man checking in at 21 years old, which I don't know whether it's good or bad. However, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I really like it. And I mean, if you're on the fence again, I would go for it. I would definitely do it. So I'm going to start getting everything in place. I'm going to start warming up. This is the first day of getting into some heavier loads and deadlifts. This is still less than 85%. This was 84% on the bar for 5 sets of 3, but we're definitely starting to taper down the volume week by week and start increasing the workloads, which is going to be really good. And 270 kilograms for 5 sets of 3 moved really well. As you can see, what I did was I did one set without straps, then one set with straps, and then just kind of continued that. So my first, third and fifth set were without straps, and the second and fourth with them, and that kind of sequence I've found to be the best in terms of not absolutely destroying my thumbs. But yeah, everything moved really well and it was feeling really good, and I'm really glad that I kind of switched my deadlift stance to in, and I feel that it's just a much more mechanically efficient movement. It definitely is, and on top of that, the range of motion as well is also a good 1 to 1.5 inches shorter, probably closer to 1.5 inches shorter, which is very significant. That is very significant, and it's still quite weird when I lock out, as it's almost like I feel like I should still have about a good 1.5 inches to move, which is really cool, and will definitely pay off massively when moving on to heavier loads. Again, 5 sets of 3 with 270. I mean, it's a relatively heavyweight, I suppose, but I mean it moved really well and it felt easy. I'm really hoping to have 300 kilos in the bar, at least for reps during this intensification phase. Now again, that's me being a little bit greedy, just because I want to rep out 300 kilos. So there's no other reason to do that, and I'm happy to call myself out in that. Whether it happens or not, well, we'll see week by week how the programming goes and how the programming changes. But I think that would be really cool, and I think that would definitely kind of be a good display of where current strength levels are kind of lying. So deadlifts went great. I've most likely spoke to you about them on the voiceover, but they felt really good. 270 felt like just moved really well. It moved really well, and I'm excited to kind of keep increasing the workload. And this new stance, today is kind of just the first day. I've probably said this, but it just clicked. And that's why you always need to give things time. And anything new is going to feel a little bit different, but give it time and it'll work out. Next, I've got bench press, third pressing movement of the week, and I've got 145 kilograms for 5 sets of 4, which is awesome. Really looking forward to that. I'm going to try and long pause the last rep of the last set, and bench has probably come along the best out of all 3 movements, by a long shot. It is a weakness for me. It has always been a weakness for me, but I believe come next Worlds and maybe even the Euros, it's going to be a strong point. So next up then we had 145 kilograms for 5 sets of 4. Again, never done this amount of rep work or total volume with this load, which is good. And it's moving really well. For the first time in my life, honestly, bench press is just feeling like
a movement. Like for example, to me, squats and deadlifts have always felt pretty efficient. I've always kind of had the same setup, everything's felt the same, and it's been a case of it's always looked the same, and there's not had to be massive thought process. Whereas with bench, my whole life has always been like benches, kind of every rep feels different, every setup feels different, but finally it's now everything's just feeling the same, and it's really, really good, and it's moving well, it's doing well, and elbows are handling the workload very well. Shoulders are no pain at all. My pec tendons flare up a little bit, but again, that's not really anything. A case of once you just get them warm, stick a bit of the Aries rub on them, and just kind of get my fingers into them when I'm not training, and just kind of release them a little bit, kind of trying to kind of release and loosen up some of the tissue around it. Then I mean, it's very, very manageable, no wrist pain, nothing like that. So I mean, everything's going really well. Again, here's my last set. After this, I had 4 sets of 5 on bent over rows, which I did with 150 kilograms, and then I had dips, 5 sets of 10 reps. So like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.